Alright, the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra has been announced, it has been redesigned, and we had a little hands-on time with it. Okay, first, thanks to Subcase for sponsoring this video. More about their super protective cases a bit later. So, as before, the Galaxy S24 Ultra has a titanium covered frame, but it now has flat sides and rounded corners and beveled edges. Gotta say, the iPhone with an S Pen looks hot. The phone feels a bit thinner, a little bit lighter than before. Samsung is definitely out here making a good thing better. The bezels are 15% thinner and the screen is now 6.9 inches, up from roughly 6.8 inches last year, which also looks lovely. It's covered in Gorilla Armor 2 with supposedly 29% improved resistance to fractures. We're not going to test this. And it has the excellent anti-glare coating that I love on the Galaxy S24 Ultra, which I am still using. The colors we got to see were titanium silver blue, titanium white silver, titanium green, and titanium black. The names that have two colors in them have a combination between differently colored back and frame, which looks pretty cool. As before, there will be exclusive options in the Samsung store. Those will be titanium pink gold, jet black, Samsung bringing out a color from 2016 here, and jade green. We didn't get to see these and we are super curious about that jet black. Will it be as glossy as the popular iPhone 7 color? Better yet, will it be more durable? We generally liked how they look, but the camera rings on the S25 Ultra look a bit weird. They're slightly lifted from the back of the phone, leaving little gaps between the rings and the actual glass. Is this meant to collect all of my pocket lint? Like, why? Alright, enough about the looks, let's talk about substance. Of course, we have the newest Snapdragon 8 Elite. This thing has been great on phones we've seen it on so far. And Samsung has made sure it will perform good here with a 40% bigger vapor cooling chamber. We'll have to stress test this, of course, when the time comes. Some more numbers from Samsung though. 30% faster GPU, 37% faster CPU, and 40% faster NPU. Furthermore, hardware ray tracing about 40% faster and Vulkan performance up 18%. All that compared to the S24 Ultra. Again, benchmarks await, but we'd say, yeah, that feels about in the ballpark of what we've seen from the 8 Elite so far. I know it's a bit hard to get excited over a processor upgrade, since phones nowadays are pretty fast and snappy anyway, but the Snapdragon 8 Elite is the first top-tier Android processor built on a 3nm process and is definitely a big step up. Not quite enough to get you to throw your old S24 Ultra away, mind you, but if you're upgrading from an older phone, you will feel that. The cameras this year sadly haven't received a huge update, so the main one is still a 200 megapixel. We still have a 50 megapixel 5x zoom, 10 megapixel 3x zoom, and the new thing here is a 50 megapixel ultra wide camera. Now, this one will also support 8K video, so you will be able to choose which camera you want to use when recording in this super high-res format. We'll see how the new camera deals with just photos and distortion reduction when we get to test it. There's also a big upgrade in the nighttime video algorithms. Apparently, Samsung's AI will work to identify which objects in your shot are static and apply advanced noise reduction anti-blur algorithms on them specifically. Should make for much clearer night videos, though I wonder how those super clear static objects will look next to a human figure that's moving, for example. Needless to say, super interesting to test again. And as we are out and about in the cold winter days and nights getting samples with these cameras, we will definitely have protective cases on those expensive phones. Thankfully, Subcase was kind enough to sponsor this video and send us some of their super protective cases. Here's what we like about Subcase's cases. They come with camera covers and integrated kickstands or a detachable belt clip if you buy the UB Pro case. The subcase for Galaxy S25 Ultra does have a magnetic ring on the back to be compatible with Qi 2 chargers, or what we call MagSafe, but the case is designed in such a way that it does not interrupt the S Pen from working, while other magnetic cases usually do. The multi-layered subcase has been drop tested at 20 feet and it's super grippy, so yeah, it will definitely help when out and about swinging phones and taking samples. If you want even more protection, the UB Pro comes with a front cover with an integrated screen protector. Again, thanks to Subcase for sponsoring this video. Okay, so now let's talk about AI. There is a new AI Select feature in the Galaxy S25 series. It's kind of like Circle to Search on steroids, but not exactly. Once you activate AI Select, it will intelligently scan your screen and immediately identify the different pictures, objects, texts, etc. and give you different contextual options on what to do with them. It can intelligently transform a clip into a GIF, or an image to a wallpaper with some generative editing added, or it can look for a product within a photo or video, or even allow you to tap and call a phone number. Galaxy AI is also becoming multimodal, able to connect information between Google apps, Samsung apps, and select third-party apps like WhatsApp and Spotify. Multimodal basically means that in one query, you can ask the AI assistant to pull information from one app and use it in another for more complex queries. For example, create a reminder that we'll be at the Cheesecake Factory on Mom's birthday, which will, go from contacts to calendar. Or look for a pet-friendly hotel in Tulsa and send the link to Jen. Or copy a link to this YouTube video into my Samsung Notes. Samsung calls this cross-app action, and it's activated as soon as you press and hold the power button. No Bixby, there was absolutely no mention of Bixby for the entire hands-on presentation. Interesting. Galaxy AI should also have direct access to the phone's settings, so you can ask it to adjust brightness or change the volume or text size, etc. Yeah, it's easy to go in settings and simply search for the function on the search bar, but it's nice that you can now also tell your phone to, make the letters a bit bigger. We also have the new One UI interface. We've already seen it in beta. It's definitely a new look for Samsung, a bit iOS-like. What are you gonna do? It's just modern. There's a new Now bar on the lock screen, which is basically a dynamic island, but on the bottom of the phone. It will show you a widget with live notifications going on right now, like timers, music playback, etc. When the phone is unlocked, the Now bar from the bottom becomes a live notification on top of the screen, much closer to a dynamic island. There's also a Now Brief widget, which will give you events and stats for the day depending on what time it is. For example, the morning you get your daily agenda and weather forecast, and in the evening you should get an activity report, maybe if you missed something, just as an example. So sort of a super smart widget. Methinks those widgets should all trickle down to the S24 Ultra or S23 even, though strictly about the AI features we are unsure which ones will make it to the older Galaxies just yet. That is all we got from this quick hands-on time. Stay tuned for full tests, as we cannot wait to torture Samsung's new flagship phones. Cheers, subscribe, drop a like, see you next time, bye!